Today, we're diving into a comprehensive comparison between the brand new Nothing Phone 3 and the iPhone 16. The Nothing Phone 3 debuts as a bold Android flagship, sporting the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 processor, a 6.67-inch display, 120Hz display, and a unique glyph matrix notification system. On the other hand, the iPhone 16 continues Apple's refined legacy with the reliable A18 chip, a compact 6.1-inch display, and Apple's famed dual camera setup. But the big question is, which one is best for your needs and style? Well, let's dive into a detailed comparison of these two smartphones and see which one is the right choice for you. And if you find this video helpful, please help out the channel by giving it a like and subscribing. Let's start off with the design and screen. The Nothing Phone 3 makes a visual statement with its transparent back and glyph matrix, an LED-based interface that adds both flair and functionality. It includes customizable lights for notifications and tools like a stopwatch and battery indicator. On the other hand, the iPhone 16 stays true to Apple's sleek, minimalist aesthetic, available in a palette of 5 eye-catching colors like ultramarine and teal. As for screen size, the Phone 3's larger 6.67-inch display is paired with an adaptive 30 to 120 Hz refresh rate, delivering incredibly smooth animations and scrolling. On the other hand, the iPhone 16 with its 6.1-inch display is more compact but is limited to a 60 Hz refresh rate, something that feels outdated for a 2025 flagship. So if a smoother visual experience and standout design appeal to you, the Nothing Phone 3 clearly takes the edge here. But if you're more into subtle elegance and a smaller form factor, the iPhone 16 still holds its charm. Moving on to performance, the Nothing Phone 3 is powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8S Gen 4, which is an upper mid-range chip that's closing the gap with true flagships. It promises excellent speed and battery efficiency, making it a strong contender even without the top-tier Snapdragon 8 Elite. On the other hand, the iPhone 16 runs on Apple's A18 chip, which is not as powerful as the Pro variant, but it still delivers top-notch performance for everyday tasks, gaming, and multitasking. While the A18 is fast and dependable, it's worth noting that the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 isn't far behind in benchmarks, offering a surprisingly competitive experience. Both phones will handle heavy apps and multitasking with ease, but if you're focused on gaming or prolonged performance, the Phone 3 might just have the edge thanks to its efficient thermal management and smoother display. But Apple's tight hardware-software integration keeps the iPhone 16 lightning quick for most users. When it comes to cameras, the iPhone 16 delivers reliable performance with its 48-megapixel main fusion lens and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. Its photo results are sharp, detailed, and color-accurate, maintaining Apple's reputation for stellar image processing. Even though it lacks a telephoto lens, the 2x in-sensor zoom performs surprisingly well without sacrificing quality. On the other hand, the Nothing Phone 3 offers a more ambitious setup with a 70mm periscope lens that supports 6x lossless zoom and up to 60x with AI super resolution. While high-end zoom can sometimes falter in challenging lighting, the Phone 3 gives users more flexibility for distant shots. For everyday photography, the iPhone 16 might be more consistent, but if you love experimenting with zoom or want more control, the Phone 3 steps up in a big way. In terms of software, the Nothing Phone 3 launches with Android 15 and is slated to receive Android 16 by the end of the year. Nothing also promises 5 years of Android updates and 7 years of security patches, which is solid, but not quite up to Samsung or Google's new 7-year OS commitment. On the other hand, Apple doesn't officially promise update years, but looking at history, it's safe to expect about 7 years of iOS support. So if longevity is your top concern, both devices are in a good place. The decision might come down to whether you prefer Android's customization and openness or iOS's streamlined, cohesive ecosystem. Nothing's take on Android is clean and stylish, but the iPhone 16 seamlessly integrates with other Apple products with making it a smarter pick for those already in the Apple fold. As for my final verdict, the Nothing Phone 3 is a top-tier smartphone that checks a lot of boxes. It brings standout design with the glyph matrix, a silky smooth 120Hz display, and competitive performance thanks to the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4. Its camera setup is ambitious, and its Android update policy is reassuring. On the other hand, The iPhone 16 remains a dependable flagship for anyone deeply embedded in Apple's ecosystem. It's compact, offers excellent camera performance, and benefits from years of reliable iOS support. If you value flair, innovation, and a more open platform, the Nothing Phone 3 is hard to beat. But if you prioritize stability, seamless integration, and proven software support, the iPhone 16 is still an excellent choice. Either way, you're getting serious value for your money. Let us know in the comments which one you'd choose. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more comparisons like this.